Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine and welcome if you are new. I post lifestyle videos on this channel and today I have a book video for you guys, and I actually also have a language and travel channel where I'm currently posting videos from my China travels. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. I will leave a link down below. But today, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am going to be talking about books that I want to read this fall, and I know it's already middle of September, but fall is just starting here in Latvia, so I feel like it's a good time to pick up some cozy books and have a cup of coffee or tea and just cozy up and read some of these books. So I chose a few books from my physical TBR as well as a few books from my ebook TBR. So I think I will start with my ebooks. So book number one that I really want to read this fall is Dune by Carrie Corp, and this one is about Veronica, and she and her best friend Marcy go to Scotland, where they find a weird set of rings and a letter from Marcy's great aunt, and when they follow the instructions in the letter, they suddenly get to this fairy tale like world, and there is a prince that is very interested in Marcy, and then there is also this blonde boy that Veronica actually daydreamed when she was in London, and she thought that she is going crazy, but now he appears in this fairy tale world, and maybe love happens between both of them as well. And even though this is set during summer, Scotland for me screams fall, and I feel like this is going to be such a cozy read, and I just really want to read this. This is also on my These Books Will Self-Destruct list, and so if I read it this fall, it would mean that I don't have to destruct this book from my TBR, which is awesome. So let's get to book number two. Book number two is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. This cover just screams fall, and this is set in a small town, and our main character is running her mom's B&B, and she has this perfect small town neighbor, and he's also a single dad, and apparently she can't get rid of him, and they become friends and maybe something more. So I'm really excited. It's a new release and I don't have my hands on it just yet, but as soon as I get an ebook, I will read it, because this seems so cozy and so adorable that I just cannot wait to read it. And the last ebook is What a Match by Mimi Grace. So this is the second book in a series, and I read the first one years ago, but this can actually be read as a standalone because this follows a different set of characters, and again, this cover just screams fall, and I think this is about Gwen and Anthony, and Gwen is trying to find a man of her life, and I think she's using the help of a matchmaker, but then she realizes that Anthony is the man that ticks all of the boxes in her list for men, and so love happens, and I'm excited. I really liked the first book in the series. It was a very easy and sweet read, so I hope that this one is that as well. And then I have a stack of books from my physical TBR, so I chose these books from my TBR cart, and most of these books have been on my TBR for ages, but I just couldn't read them last fall, and so they just stayed there, and now this fall I will try to read them. So the first one is Dracula by Bram Stoker. This is about a vampire, and this is a very popular one. This is classic, and I wanted to read it last year but didn't have enough time, and so this has stayed, and now it's fall again, and I will try to read it. It is short. It is, well, it is a mass market paperback, and it's 400 pages, but because it's such a small edition, I hope to get through it very quickly, and hopefully I enjoy it. So yeah, excited to read this one. The next one is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have read Sense and Sensibility and I really liked it, and I've never read Pride and Prejudice actually. And as you probably know, Pride and Prejudice is one of the most popular books out there, so I really want to read it this fall. I just want to take my time and annotate and take notes and just get deep into this book, and yeah. The next one is Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert, another book that has been on my TBR for ages. I bought this last fall, I think, and this is another classic, and I don't know much about it, but I'm excited, and for some reason it just feels like a fall read to me. I haven't gravitated towards it in summer or spring, so yeah, it just feels like a cozy fall read. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I will probably read this one for my Read It or Ditch It episode 3. So if you enjoy that series and if you want to hear about this book, definitely check that one out. It will be out sometime around October because I have to read a ton of books for that episode. So yeah, once it's out, check it out. But yeah, I'm excited to read Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. I've never read anything by Gustave Flaubert and I've heard amazing things about it. And so yeah, excited to read it. Another classics is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I would like to read Frankenstein. It's a good fantasy, and I believe that this is a foundation of all of the fantasies out there. This is the first one. I think this was published in 19th century, so very excited to read this, and it's very short. So the next one is Wild as a Skin by Honoré de Balzac, and this, as well as a few other on this list, was on my 20 books for 2025, and I still have not read it, and this one screams fall to me as well for some reason. And this one's basically about this young guy who makes a deal with the devil, and now all of his wishes come true, and I think he finds a antique box with Wild Ass's skin, and now he is basically staying young forever. But is it that amazing? No, obviously. I have never read anything by Honoré de Balzac as well. I'm excited to get to know this author and his works, and this is a short one as well, so might read this for my Read It or Ditch It. I don't know, giving you some hints, I don't know, but yeah, excited to read this. The next one is the only nonfiction book on this list, and that is The History of Uzbekistan. So last year I read The History of Mexico, and I really, really loved it, and this is from the same series. And actually, I think at the beginning of the year I started this book and I read 30 pages, but I think I have to reread it because I don't remember anything. And so I like to take my time with these books and mark them and annotate and take notes. I really enjoy history and I really enjoy traveling, and so combining that together, it's perfect. So I really want to know about countries that I want to travel to or have traveled to. I have never been to Uzbekistan or Mexico, but again, I really enjoyed the book about Mexico, and I really would love to read this one this fall and just get to know a little bit more about Uzbekistan, because I feel like the stands are countries that people don't really know anything about, and I don't want to be ignorant, so I want to educate myself a little bit. So I will read this one very soon. And then I have two books that that are a bit bigger. So the first one is The Joy of Life by Emile Zola, and this is actually not the entire book. So this has two books in one, and I have already read the Belly of Paris and I absolutely loved it. I think I read it in January, and now I have The Joy of Life. The Joy of Life is one of the books in Rougon Macquart series. I've read two books in that series so far, and I would like to continue because Emile Zola was a surprise discovery of last year, and I absolutely love the way he writes, and he is now one of my favorite classics author, and I'm excited to read something more from him. And actually, once I start reading this book, I will have to buy a book by him because I would love to always have something on my shelves by Emile Zola that I haven't read. So yeah, The Joy of Life. I'm very excited. I'm probably going to read this in October, so very, very excited. And the last book is The Hatter's Castle by Archibald Cronin, and Cronin is actually an English author, I believe. It was very hard to find information about him in English, but he seems to be a very popular author among Russian readers and not so much among English readers. This one is a family saga, I believe. This is about this family where the father is a tyrant. And this is one of Cronin's more popular books, and I would like to read something from this author. I'm excited to read it and tell you about it. I don't think I will read it during my Read It or Ditch It because it's a pretty chunky book and it's probably going to take me some time, but I'm excited to read it this fall. It's also, the cover is just so pretty. I love these editions and these covers. This is a classic book series from a Russian publishing company, but they are just so beautiful. I have multiple of their books, and this is from the same series, and just they're like art pieces, so beautiful. So yeah, Hatter's Castle by Archibald Cronin. I'm gonna read it this fall. So those are all of the books that I'm planning to read this fall, and please, 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 if you have read any of these books and if you have any resources on these books that you recommend reading or watching. Comment them down below and I will definitely check it out. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to like and subscribe and I will see you very soon. Bye!